Alrighty, folks, welcome back to another exciting episode where we dive into the art of communication. Have you ever paused to think about how we interact on a daily basis? It's the little phrases we throw around that build connections. For instance, when was the last time you offered someone a glass of water? Or, asked if someone needed help with something? These gestures aren't merely politeness. They're the heart of relationship building.
Oh, wow, that's actually a really sweet story. But it makes me think, what's the one phrase that really makes a difference in a conversation? Like, does one rise above the others?
Great question. I would argue that the most crucial phrase is the ability to ask for help. Could you help me with this? It's such a powerful phrase. It shows vulnerability but also bravery. I once worked on a big project, feeling completely overwhelmed, and I simply raised my hand and asked, "Hey, could you help me with this?" Suddenly, I had a whole team rallying around me. It's like asking for directions when you're lost.
Oh, totally. So you're saying asking for help can really bring people together? That's super interesting. It makes me think of this story I heard about a guy who got lost in the woods. Like, it was a really intense situation. Instead of panicking, he actually started calling out for help. And guess what? He was guided back to safety by some hikers.
Exactly. That's a perfect analogy. Asking for help acts as a beacon, drawing in those willing to support you. Speaking of feeling alone, have you noticed how we often say, "I apologize for any inconvenience caused," when we mess up?
Oh, right. That one is super common. It kind of makes me cringe, especially when it's overused, I once saw this customer service representative tossing around apologies like confetti. And I thought, doesn't sincerity matter here?
Absolutely. Not every little inconvenience needs an apology. It's about understanding the context. If I apologize for being late, I'm acknowledging the other person's time. It shows respect. But if I overdo it, it loses its impact. People can sense when sincerity is lacking.
Right? It reminds me of when someone drops their wallet and instead of just saying, "Hey, you dropped this," they create a whole scene. Like, why escalate? Just be straightforward.
Exactly. A simple, "Excuse me, but you dropped your wallet," is so polite and straightforward. There's no need for drama, it's the directness that resonates. Speaking of phrases, let's talk about "I appreciate your help." It's all about acknowledgement.
Wait, are you saying acknowledgement is the glue of communication? Wow, that's like when a teammate makes a great play in sports, and you just nod in appreciation for their effort, right?
Exactly. Acknowledging effort can invigorate a team. It can transform a mundane workplace into a thriving environment. And I really appreciate this conversation because we're sharing ideas. Each phrase we mention is weaving a deeper understanding between us.
I love that. So how can we keep these phrases fresh and genuine moving forward? What's the secret to making sure we're genuinely connecting and not just spitting out automated responses?
That's the million-dollar question. You have to be present, actively listen, and not merely echo what you've heard. It's about creating meaningful dialogue. Next time you start a conversation, try leading with, "May I ask a question?" It opens the floor for discussion and invites others in.
Oh, wow, I can totally picture that. It's like giving someone permission to share. What if I tried that at a coffee shop? Do you think baristas get asked questions like that often?
Haha, probably not. But that could make ordering coffee feel like the start of a great conversation. Just imagine the stories they have and the connections they see daily. It's a beautiful tapestry woven through the little phrases we often take for granted.
Absolutely. This has really opened my eyes to the power of language. I can't wait to use these phrases more intentionally.
That's the spirit. Remember, communication isn't just about exchanging words, it's about creating connections. Let's keep the conversation flowing, shall we?
Definitely. Could you help me gather more fascinating phrases for our next chat? Like, "I'm so intrigued now."
Of course. Let's dive deeper into the world of communication and discover more of these gems together.
I'm so in. Let's do this.